Okay, this is my audience. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Stop waving at the camera, babe.
Okay. I'm going to have her record it for me. Can you see me?
I see.
So, my name is LaFrida Simmons, and I'm discussing breastfeeding versus formula feeding and kind of the barriers between the two. The first thing I want to talk about is I've tried both of them, and I prefer formula feeding over the breastfeeding, even though breastfeeding is more healthier for the baby. The pros of breastfeeding are it's easier. You can just, feed anywhere on demand. It's much healthier for the baby and the mother. Sometimes for the father too, if they want to eat with the mama's eating. But that's not necessarily have to be. But you have to eat healthy in order for your child to eat healthy. So if the father wants to join in that eating healthy type of thing, greens and vegetables and fruits and water and juices, then that's fine.
Okay, that's what you meant.
Yeah. For breastfeeding, another pro that comes along with it is baby will get less ear infections. Is less sick throughout the first year of their lives for sure. If you continue to breastfeed past a year, then they say it's healthier for the baby. But for me, I only chose to breastfeed for a year with one of my children. The other pro for breastfeeding would be the baby will be less constipated and gassy. But for that, I say it's true, because when I did breastfeed all the kids, they were less gassy and constipated, and it kind of helped the digestive system work better than with the formula. It also creates a bond with the mother and the baby. They kind of get attached to each other and don't want that connection to end. So that's why most mothers breastfeed past a year. It is cheaper to breastfeed because you don't have to buy nothing. So that's a pro in my book. A breastfeeding con is it's harder to bottle feed with breastfeeding because they're so attached to being on demand. So if they have a bottle, then they can just get it then, but they don't really like them. They rather prefer the breast than the bottle. Also with pacifiers, you really can't soothe them with the pacifier if you breastfeed as much as you can if you formula feed. Pumping, that's a big con in my book. But if you decide to go back to work and you have to pump for whoever watches your baby, to make sure they have their food on demand when they want it. They do eat more frequently breastfeeding, so you have to make sure you have enough formulas stocked up to continue that. What else? With pumping also, you also have to find an area in your workplace to pump, and a lot of workplaces refuse to give you that privacy that you do need. And I would say that's a big con, because then you have to go to the extra extreme and say, I'll sue you if you don't give me a room to breastfeed that's clean and healthy for the baby and the milk. The formula pros, I would say it's easier to bottle feed for anybody. Go make a bottle, give it to somebody to feed the baby. That's a lot easier than, the mom stopping what she's doing to breastfeed. Anybody can babysit is a pro for formula feeding as well. The father has a bond with that baby at that point because they're bottle feeding the baby instead of the breast milk or the breast. So the father will be able to, bond with the baby as well as the mother, and won't have to be feeling neglected if they don't get that bond with the baby. the baby do stay full a lot longer than they would if they were breastfed. With breastfeeding, they have to eat 2 to 3 times, or 2 to 3 hours, or however long they want to eat for. With bottle feeding, it's like every 4 hours. So it's better if you formula feed, because you don't have to worry about them waking up every 2 hours to eat, and you stopping cleaning or watching the other kids or anything like that. The other thing, the con for a formula is the baby can gain weight, be overweight. And that's a big con, because a lot of our society now, a lot of kids are overweight. So, formula just has all those extra nutrients that they don't need, and it makes them gain weight faster. Another thing is with formula feeding, a lot of parents do put cereal in the bottles, and that's kind of like a lazy way of feeding your child without feeding them. So that also helps them gain weight as well. Now that I've discussed the pros and cons of breastfeeding and formula feeding, I hope I gave an insight on what you would choose to do in the near future. Formula or breastfeeding, it's better whichever way you go. So you choose, you decide, then we'll go with that. One of the websites that I found very helpful is alwayswebmd.com to figure out what to do with babies and how to figure out how to breastfeed them better, or how to make your milk supply come in. And that's another thing that parents have an issue with the milk supply. Sometimes if you don't eat right, their milk supply don't come in like it's supposed to, and the baby isn't getting as much milk as they should. The other website that I've learned to like is Babbel.com, and that also gives you insight on everything for breastfeeding or formula feeding, whichever one you choose. So take the time out to look those up. Thank you.